Inspire.fm.
Hello and welcome back to Inspire.fm. This is Yana Marino, your host on Conscious Creation. And today I have a very beautiful guest, and her name is Maryna Allen, and she's in all the way from the United States teaching energy medicine here in KL. So welcome, Maryna.
Thank you very much.
So tell me a little bit about energy medicine.
All right. Energy medicine is a general term, just like yoga is a general term, and underneath yoga there are many different styles of yoga. Mm-hmm. And energy medicine is basically using the medium of energy or energetics to create healing in the body without the use of allopathic medicines or surgery or what we would use generally in the West in medical practices.
Pills and potions.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. This isn't actually your first time to KL. You've been a couple times before. So how do you apply it?
How do I apply energy medicine?
Yeah.
All right. Well, firstly, I started off studying all about energy when I became very, very sick. Mm-hmm. I had an autoimmune disorder. They thought I had MS. Then they thought it was lupus of the brain. I was quite ill. I was a single parent with a 2-year-old child, and I was a director of a large school, and I had a big job, and I lost all of my energy completely. I really thought I was dying at one point, and the doctors couldn't find anything. They couldn't figure out what autoimmune disorder it was. They knew I had one, and it took a naturopath. Finally, after going to the best specialist in Honolulu, I was living in Hawaii, I decided to go and see an alternative therapist. Mm-hmm. So I went to this woman who, for the first time in any of my treatment, gave me an 1.5-hour consultation. Never has a physician talked to me for an 1.5 hours and gotten all this different information from me. And she said, I'm going to test you for Epstein-Barr virus. And so she did the test. It came back positive. Now, many people know, they've heard of mononucleosis. You know, it's from stress. It's one of the Epstein-Barr or herpes viruses, I think. So I had a very high titer, and it was leading to this condition in my blood that said I had autoimmune disorder. And so she said, you know, there's ways we can boost your immune system. And she said, but you really need to look at your life and find out what is stressing you, what's causing these things. And I knew what it was. First of all, I was a single parent. Up until then, I had danced my whole life. I have a bachelor's degree in physical education and an MFA in dance and choreography. But when I became a mother, I believed I needed insurance. I believed I needed a home and a stable lifestyle for my daughter. So I gave up my dancing and I became a preschool director, which I've never done before. Mm-hmm. Had a little experience teaching dance to preschoolers, but it was a big learning curve. So I had a series of stresses that year. My mother died, my father died, my stepfather died. I moved. Wow. I got separated from my husband, and I started a new job, and I bought a house. So that's a perfect recipe.
Yeah.
So once I figured out what was wrong, I said, well, I guess I have a choice here. You know, I can either heal myself or just live with this debilitating thing. They were calling it chronic fatigue immune dysfunction syndrome. Mm-hmm. So I decided to heal myself, and I started investigating alternative therapies, homeopathy, herbs, therapeutic touch. So that was my first form of energy practice, which was something called therapeutic touch. And it's similar to Reiki. Not everybody, many people know what Reiki is.
Yes.
It's basically cultivating energy by moving your hands. What I now know is a form of Qigong that I practice, when we open our hands and close them, and we cultivate Qi, or life force energy. It doesn't come from us, it comes from nature. In this form of Qigong I practice, Jitnei Qigong, it comes from the blue sky, or infinity, or the universe. But in therapeutic touch, it is based on these ancient healing practices of Qigong, Ayurveda, and other practices that have always known that energy exists, that we are energy beings, that we have energy centers, that we have hot spots, which are acupuncture points, and that there's meridians that flow through the body that deliver energy to all of our organs, all of our cells, and they need to be in balance. So I learned this form of healing I assumed I was going to heal myself. What happened was I started practicing it on people, namely my daughter first. By then she was 4. And then every friend I could find that would let me practice on them. And what happened in the process? I healed myself.
Fantastic.
I'm in my 50s now, and I'm getting younger. Every day I feel younger and younger. Things are physically improving in my body. But that was the beginning of my path into natural healing. And then I wanted to know everything. I still needed to make a living, so I kept my job. But actually, no. I kept it for a while, and then I went back to dancing, and I started a dance theater company for children. Mm-hmm. And I needed to be creating, and I needed to be moving. And I connected the link between my illness. It wasn't just stress. I was not moving. The body needs to move. The lymph that carries toxins out of the body, it needs to move. Mm-hmm. And I don't promote any specific way to do that. People should find what excites them, what makes them feel alive and happy, what feels good. It could be yoga, it could be aerobics, it could be dancing, it could be qigong or tai chi. There's many ways to move qi.
I guess that's true, because it is movement, so find something that you really like.
Find something that you like. Mm-hmm. And the secret to success is consistency. And I find I'm Western. I now live in Los Angeles, from Hawaii to LA. I must say that was a big leap for me. Mm-hmm. And when I started teaching there, I found that people did not have the patience or the time to learn the Qigong practices that I spent years learning in China, mm-hmm. that take an hour to 2 hours a day. And I was getting discouraged that people were did not have that mindset to dedicate to a practice. Not everyone. A few people did, but not everyone does. And they just don't have the time. They're overscheduled. That's when I got into energy medicine.
Okay, so energy medicine, it supports people who don't have 1 to 2 hours a day to dedicate, yeah?
Yeah, let me clarify. Eden energy medicine.
Eden.
My teacher, the woman, the amazing woman who created this body of work her name is Donna Eden. She's been on many shows like this. Her book is in 16 languages.
Oh, fantastic.
She has been training, and I'm so grateful that she started the teacher training program, the certified practitioner program as well, and I completed the certified practitioner program. She is committed to, she created something called the 5-minute daily energy routine. Now, when I heard 5 minutes, I said, I could do that. I could do 5 minutes. And then when my students all say, well, I don't have time for Qigong, Maryna, I said, well, do you have 5 minutes? Do you have 5 minutes to learn a few of these simple stretches, of simple places, acupuncture points to tap, or there's a deep breathing exercise to do? It's not aerobic, not by any stretch of the imagination. That's why I've created something else that combines. I'm a dancer and a choreographer, mm-hmm. so I love to create. So, and I work with a population in their 60s and up to their 90s. So they can do this. Anybody can do this. And I also work with children, because I think that's really important for children to learn these energy exercises, do them before they study. You have a child, right? You have
yes.
a daughter.
Little one, yes.
A little one. That's the age I start at with them, because it's all about creating new habits of the way energy moves in our body. Right now, and the reason Donna Eden is so passionate about getting this information out to everybody, that she started this program to train teachers, is because we are living in a world where we have particular stressors that did not exist 50 years ago.
Yes.
There's about, I think, 17,000 more chemicals in our foods that we just ingest without thinking there's anything wrong with it. They're approved by the FDA.
Yes, yes.
Right? Our water, our food, the air is not as clean as it used to be. We don't exercise anymore. We are not in harmony with nature. We never put our feet on the ground, which is, the earth is a natural anti-inflammatory agent. It provides this is called earthing energy that eliminates, it completely takes away inflammation in the body. But we wear these rubber-soled shoes. We don't walk on the earth. We don't sleep on the
20 stories high.
Exactly. And the higher up you are, flying, it completely takes every negative or free electron out of the body. And those are the things that eat up the positive, what are they called? Free radicals. Mm-hmm. So free radicals cause inflammation. So we need the Earth's energy, but we're disconnected from nature to a large degree. So But another huge reason why she's been teaching these exercises is because we have unnatural forms of energy all around us. If you look up the lights, fluorescent lights, there's electronics in this room, lots of electronics, and not only that, there's Wi-Fi. Every square inch of airspace is likely taken up by Wi-Fi. You can't get away from it. Since we can't, I mean, you can limit your use of cell phones, you can limit your use of, if you're really disciplined, your use of computers and laptops and things like that. There's ways to safeguard yourself to some degree, but you cannot limit what other people are putting into the airspace, and we all live in this airspace. So these energy exercises protect you from the negative effects, which we're not even clear about what they are yet. The studies haven't come out yet, but I guarantee in 10 or 20 years they will be. And they'll be saying, oh, we have a higher incidence of Alzheimer's. Oh, we have a higher incidence of autism. Why is that? Just give it some time. My philosophy is preparation. Prevention is your best tool.
Yes. So with all these unseen energies, the Wi-Fi, the lighting, and all this, is this kind of drains your body? Yeah, and or is it more like, does it stress your body or does it drain your body, or both?
Does two things. So everybody thinks they need more energy. When they're not feeling so good, they say, oh, I just don't have any energy. I need to get more energy. So what do? They reach for a Red Bull. They go for a chocolate bar, espresso, Pepsi. They ingest, they think they're going to get it from sugar. Okay, it's a short fix. But what's happening is this stress in any form, and let's call it pollution, Wi-Fi, too much to do, traffic, noise bombarding the nervous system. All these things, they're coming at us from all different angles. Emotional stress, that is huge. So it drains our energy, number one, and it puts in artificial energy, number two, into our body, either through chemicals, caffeine. So we have too much of the not good energy and not enough of the good energy. Okay. So we need to release the not good and put in the good.
So that's what energy medicine does?
Yes.
Okay, so can you explain, like, especially to some of our listeners, they might be wondering, okay, what
can I do right now?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So, and you can learn this. I hear Donna Eden teaching this on the radio all the time. What we can do, what is your issue? What do you have an issue with energetically that you want to correct?
Sleep, I think. Most nights I get plenty of sleep now, but sometimes my little one crawls into bed with me, and I'm a very light sleeper. And so, like, for instance, last night, up and down, up and down, up and down. I mean, I could feel a mosquito land on me. That's how light of a sleeper
Mothers are trained to wake up at the smallest bit of sound, even before a problem happens. It's biologically programmed into us instinctually. Okay, so how do you get some better sleep? There's two exercises that are in the 5-minute daily energy routine that we do before bed. All right, if you are going to bed, all right, first of all, a lot of people like to take a shower. They like to rinse off.
Yes.
That's a great idea. You know why? Every person you meet, every phone call you make, every email you write, all that energy collects. It collects from the electronics, number one, and mental, number two. We go to bed with a big list of things that we've got to do. Oftentimes, we're too filled up. Our mind is too filled up. So I want you to put your hands together and rub them really fast. This clears all the stagnant energy after your hands. We'll pick it up all the time. Now shake them off. You're going to kind of curl your fingers and place your fingertips on the center of your forehead. All right? And then you're going to press them in and just pull the skin open like you're smoothing the skin, smoothing your non-wrinkles away. You don't have any. And try it again. Just press and pull on your forehead.
So it's like we're pulling our forehead open.
The crown, it's called the crown pull. And we're going to go up the midline of the head. Now move your hands to your hairline where your hair meets your forehead. And press in the skin and then kind of stretch the skin apart, at least 2 inches. You know, as far as you can go. If your hands start to feel full, you shake them off. Now go a little to the top of the head. Press and pull. And keep going back. Top of the head back. Press and pull. And to the back of the head, press and pull. A lot of people feel like, ooh, my scalp is sore. And after you're done with this, you can give your scalp a nice scrub. People love head massages. press, and pull. So I'm going all the way to the base of my skull now. I'm at the base of my skull, and then I'm going to get my neck. And I'm just pressing in and pulling apart the skin. You see, energy needs space to move. Mm-hmm. We're creating space by doing the stretch here. Also, in your skull, you've got these suture lines between all the different parts of your skull. And when you're a baby, you have a soft spot, and it closes up, right? Mm-hmm. All those suture lines collect electric energy from computers. If you're on the computer or a cell phone every day, every hour do the crown pull. All right? Because that will release that stagnant energy. Mm-hmm. It also calms the nervous system, and it takes away that mental fogginess, brain fog.
Yeah, and may I just say, we're not done with it. So that was actually really quick. You just start at the forehead, and you pull apart, and you just go all the way around your head back to the
neck. Yeah. Okay. And you do it a couple times, and that's it. And if you feel like, I sometimes massage my head by putting my fingers. This brings your awareness to the fact that, ooh, I had stuck energy there, and I think I'm just going to scrub and go like this and just rub my whole head. Mm-hmm. There is a set exercise, but it's not like you can do it wrong.
Yeah.
Eat an energy medicine, and again, I'm being specific because there's different, everybody calls essences, oils are called energy medicine. Acupuncture is energy medicine. Doing lots of different energy treatments, Reiki, these are all forms of energy medicine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have another question. So especially in KL, there's a lot of people that work in offices and really are in front of their computer all day long. And they can't get away from it. And then in the afternoon, if they can take a quick nap during their lunch break in their car, I know some people that done that. What can they do? Yeah.
This exercise I'm going to teach you it's called the 3 thumps. All right. Okay. The first one is the very first exercise on her list is called K27. K stands for kidney point, and 27 means the 27th point on the kidney meridian. It's the last point. This point I believe, rubbing this has saved my life because it wakes you up. So I do it if I'm driving at night and I'm falling asleep. You can do it with one hand. So what I want you to do first is everybody locate your collarbone. It's that bone underneath your throat, okay? Now find the hollow in between the collarbones. There's a little hollow there. You can put your finger gently in. It's very sensitive. Slide your finger down a little bit till you feel the bone. You feel the bone there?
Yes.
Okay, now slide over to, let's say, the left side. And now you're under the collarbone, close to that sternum. This is called your sternum or your breastbone. You'll feel a dip. So when you leave the sternum and you get to that dip, it might be sore. That is where K27 is, kidney point. I'm going to rub mine because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. And this, because I was working, not because I couldn't sleep. So you want to rub both sides. So you can do the same. You can go to the hollow, to the bone, slide over. I'm going to start thumping it. So we're massaging it now. And people at home might find that, ooh, that's sore. But
it's tender.
It's tender. You need to massage deeply. All right? The tenderness indicates that there's toxins that have accumulated there. And you want to rub them out. So we're going to tap ours. And you might hear it on the mic. Okay, I'm going to tap. Okay, breathe.
And I'm doing it too, so you're going to hear lots of thumping.
I'll just do one side and breathe. And out. Okay, a few things that's happening here. I tell you, I taught this to my daughter's boyfriend. She goes to Berkeley, very competitive, very difficult academically school to go to. And when I go to visit her, I have fun teaching all of her roommates and housemates these exercises. But her boyfriend had to do this paper, and he said, I'm going to be up all night. And I said, I'm going to go out and get some Red Bull, which, no mother or, adult who's health conscious wants to hear.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, let me show you an exercise. And I showed him how to do this. He started tapping, and he said, wow, it's like my eyes are opening up. And I'm like, yeah, there's oxygen. This pumps oxygen into your eyes.
Fantastic.
It improves your eyesight. So I used to wear reading glasses in my 40s, and now in my 50s, I don't have to.
Wow, fantastic.
So, but I have to say, if I don't have time to do my exercises, my eyes feel strained. This is not a quick fix. It's about brushing your teeth. Do you brush your teeth once and expect them to stay clean?
No.
No.
Yes, of course. So this is daily, and it only takes not even a minute.
We did that in 30 seconds.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
So you're in KL for a little while, and I hope you'll be traveling back, yes?
Yes, I'm hoping. I think Malaysia is really progressive. And some people have approached me and they're interested in having me talk to people who are involved in the school systems or corporations, because they realize that these exercises can help their employees. It really boosts the immune system. It's excellent for some conditions like blood pressure issues, diabetes, blood sugar issues. We have exercises to balance that, to balance the hormones, and build the immune system and reduce stress. So I'm excited that I will be coming back here next year to work with some of these maybe government agencies or whatnot. Whoever wants to learn this, I'm here to teach it for children and adults.
Okay, so you offer one-on-one sessions, you offer workshops. How can people get a hold of you or find out when you'll be coming back?
Good question. I've been gone for 3 months because I went to a few other countries and to do some teaching, and also to China for a month at a Qigong retreat center. My website is called, it's www.benergycenter.com, but it's spelled B-E. B-E for Be the Change in the World. That's our slogan. Be the change that you want to see in the world. So benergycenter.com. They can read up about me. They can read up about energy medicine. You can also read more about energy medicine at Donna Eden's site, which is innersource.net. Innersource.net. And but I am going to be creating a new website, which is Be Energy Fitness, for the new fitness program I'm putting together. That is not just the daily energy routine, but also some tapping, Qigong tapping for circulation, and building your energy flow, gentle stretches, and some things that are overall fitness, because I'm a fitness person. I think we have to move the body. Most people give up because it's too hard. So I've created something that I do at a college, Pierce College in Los Angeles, for the past 2 years with retired adults.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, Ken, so what if people wanted to contact you, email you,
Here?
they had their questions and maybe they're not in KL, we have international listeners.
Yeah, another thing, I put together a travel blog for my teaching in Malaysia and Singapore and other places. It's my name, Maryna, last name is ALLAN.wordpress.com.
Okay.
Or maybe it's the other way around. WordPress.MarynaAllen.com. It's one of those.
Okay, Ken. I'm sure if you Google Maryna Energy Medicine or Eden Energy Medicine, you'd pop up.
Yes
as well.
or no? I'm not the wizard with the social media marketing. Yeah, I'm a teacher.
Okay.
But we're getting there. You can find me on YouTube. I put up my first YouTube of a film I did with an Australian group in Hainan at the center, so they can watch that. And if you go to the Be Energy Center or the WordPress.MarynaAllen.com, you'll get my contact information.
Okay, sure. And for listeners tuning in, I will also find that video and then put it up on my website as well.
Great.
So, my website, www.wisdom-ink.com. So I'll just put it up there and I'll post it as a blog as well.
Great.
So then you can just tune in there. So, Maryna, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, my pleasure.
For all you listeners out there, you better be tapping or else. No, I'm kidding. But have a wonderful day. Happy manifesting, and I'll see you next week. Happy manifesting. This is Yana Marino on Conscious Creation, Inspire.fm.
Inspire.fm